Hey guys, Universal here, and today I got a Fruit Battlegrounds video because I haven't recorded one in a while. And I did want to record some 1v1 videos, but unfortunately when I hopped on Fruit Battlegrounds, Venom's moveset was bugged, and for some reason my Hydra Cyclone move was binded to the same button, like they're both as my transformation. They're both binded to the number 6 for some reason, so I literally just can't use the fruit on 1v1s. I'm gonna keep a buck with you. I'm not gonna like do 1v1s without a whole move. There's no point in me doing that. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my tier list video for like the update, because it has been like a week since the update's been out. I am going to be using my own knowledge in the Trello, and I'm also going to be coupling in the fact of all these buffs and nerfs from right here on the Discord server. Actually, wait, let me fix the size of this because I have that like completely sized wrong. Holy. Fixing this. All right, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix that on camera. Okay, anyways, we're gonna get into our little tier list ranking. We'll start off with Barry, F tier. Actually, not F tier, F tier. Even though you can like trap them in with that one move, it's still F tier. It's like it just can't compete with anything higher than it. Bomb's like one of the last rares that needs a buff. It's still a decent fruit, not a great fruit, so I'll give it C tier. Not a terrible fruit, but still just not a goated fruit. S tier, I'll go throw Ope up in there because it's Ope, best fruit in the game, especially in the room. Like once you're inside the room, if they land a gamma knife or they land a mess, it's just pretty much over for you. There's a one-shot combo. It's dumb. Like Ope is just way too strong inside the room, and it has great mobility and movement, so there's really just not much you can do about it. Next up we got Mara. Mara did get some buffs. Let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. Mara, where is it? Flame projectile speed buff 22%, fire fist not guard breaks, and flame pillar damage buff. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. All this did was move flame out of D tier to C tier. It's still terrible. It's worse than bomb. It's still garbage. The projectile speed is so slow that does not matter. The hitbox is so small that does not matter. The combos are so non-existent that it does not matter. And overall, there's a reason that Ace got turned into a donut. This fruit is terrible. I do not recommend using this fruit if you want to win your fights. Next up, I'll do Chop, another F tier, but it did get some buffs to the Chop car and it can hit multiple times. So I do think it's better than Barry. I think it actually has a combo unlike Barry, so I mean, you know, I could give it a sweet top of F tier, you know, some slight. I think that we also got a buff for Ice. Did we not? Let me check real quick. Ice partisan size AoE buff of 75%. That's almost a double side like AoE increase. Ice dragon hitbox has been buffed by 50%, and ice skating fixed. This doesn't really like make ice like crazy. It makes it like good, but it doesn't make it crazy. So overall, it's definitely still better than flame. I don't know, it's debatable if it's better than bomb. They're like, it can go either way, but it's definitely better than flame at the end of the day. Next up we have Dark. I give this one like a high B tier because now Korozu is blockable, which is a crazy nerf to Dark's like combos overall. But the one thing about it is now Dark, let me show you guys on the Discord server. Dark, you can now use, which move is it called? Darkness. Liberation can be used without absorbing trees, and it still hits like a truck, but if you absorb trees, it's even stronger. And the ultimate does good damage too. The hitbox is more consistent. It's just, Dark is a really good fruit. Like for a rare, having like 6 moves, it's extremely good. And overall, it's just like a really good rare fruit overall. So, you know, gotta give it a slight little B tier. Next up, Quake. I low-key am considering putting that fruit in like S tier now, because like all you did before with Quake was play it off eruption, and you have your 4 skill, and then you have your tsunami. Tsunami's easy to avoid. The 4 skill is not bad. It's like just free damage straight into eruption. But now that eruption is not only, let me see how big they increased the hitbox. They increased the hitbox by not only 50% AoE size, it block bypasses. That made Quake so good that I don't even want to talk about it, bro. Quake is good now. Quake is like really good now. Low-key, I could beat a TSR with Quake, because if they try to catch up to me, I will literally just zone them with the eruption. They can't come to the ground and then just block it. It block bypasses. They'll get hit by multiple of them, and they do good damage. So it's just like, as long as I just zone properly, there's nothing like anybody can really do against me, unless it's like, you know, of course, like an Ope or like a mythical fruit. You know, obviously they have their counters, but like the other legendary fruits, you could do a lot of work against them. Okay, next up we got string. A tier. I don't think it's better than Quake. I definitely don't think it's better than Quake. But overall, string is still really, really good. It's very oppressive, especially with the clone and having an auto target move that literally shoves your opponent to the ground. The force skill is still like the ultimate is pretty easy to avoid, and the string like whip is like it's pretty good. It has a really good hitbox, but if they know how to block and just get around to your side so they won't get guard broken regardless of if you release the move, it's kind of punishable. But like me personally, I suck at fighting strings, and usually when I fight a string, it usually ends in me taking an L. So I mean, overall, still a really good and solid fruit. Next up we have light. I gotta show y'all what they changed for this one, because like light, oh my god, like bro, look at this. Where's it at? Light kick, now guard breaks. Light kick, guard breaks. I'm gonna show you what move light kick is, by the way. See this? You see this first skill, this fast moving projectile? Yeah, that guard breaks now. Yeah, light is like A tier. Light is like 8. I got it above string. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you could like start your combos just by landing a light kick. I'm like most people are just gonna block it, bam, guard break, get in there, and then bam. But even if they don't block it, it still has pretty decent stun, so you could like probably spam a move right after that. Like guard breaking is so crazy with light kick. That's still like the one epic fruit that got a buff that like actually changes something. Like Flame wishes it could have got a buff like that. Next up, smoke, D tier, still pretty good. Pretty sure it actually got a buff. Let me go see. Smoke, improve smoke firebox hitbox. Like overall though, smoke's still basically the same fruit. It's but it's nothing crazy. Pretty decent with combos wise. You can do like 300 damage maybe, I think, and that's decent for an uncommon, but overall it's just not that good of a fruit. Next we got sand. I think it's below smoke just because of how blockable like its whole moveset is, and its one guard break is super slow, so I think like smoke is still definitely above it, but still a good fruit. Don't get me wrong. Next, dragon, top of A tier. I'll usually always put it at top of A tier because at the end of the day, dragon just cannot compete with the S tiers. The buff that it could transform above 50% is kind of like really big, but at the end of the day, it still just can't compete with any of the other mythicals. They all dog stomp dragon, and it just needs like iframes on that dragon claw, and then it's just up there. I promise you, if they give it iframes in the dragon claw, it's up there. But until they do that, okay, this one's kind of debatable. After the nerf, Magnet definitely is an S tier with the stuns, because like the combos are a little bit less damage now, and like you actually have to kind of use your moves a bit faster to like actually get a full combo off, and it's like it actually feels like a legendary now instead of the mythic that it felt like. Honestly, I could give it to you either way about well, since Magnet still has like tons of counters to dragon, I still got Magnet above dragon, but like the nerf and stuns definitely takes it out of S tier for me. But don't get me wrong, the fruit is still insanely good, but the overall nerf and stuns was needed for Magnet. It was way too good for a legendary, and yeah, it can still compete, but like it just doesn't go as crazy as it used to. Falcon, this one's debatable if I want to put this above Dark. I'll put it like right here just for the fact that Dark has a better combo starter, or like pulling them in with Korozu and stuff like that. So overall it's just better. Well, Falcon, you kind of have to chase your opponent, and most high tier fruits, if you're the one doing the chasing, you're gonna get punished for it. So you know, it's kind of iffy with that. It has good movement, but overall the really thing that shines for Falcon is its combo potential. Falcon has like some really high combo potential, especially with that Falcon punch, like which you can hold for like 20 years. So yeah, Falcon's really good. Definitely top tier for an uncommon. Not the best fruit in the game, but you know, still really good. Paw still, honestly, I can still get Paw above Quake, because Paw is just like super oppressive overall. The airplay with like you basically have built-in Geppo. The second that your opponent touches the ground, they have to like use a move out of panic just in case like you jump to the ground the second they do it. It's just a really strong fruit. There are a lot of fruits that can counter it, like dragon can counter that and stuff like that if they aim correctly and they get lucky. But at the end of the day, I think it's better than the fruits below it, but I think dragon would beat a Paw, like overall, just in general. So really good fruit. Moving on. Next we have, I'll do, because we just got legendaries and stuff now, I'll do TSR. I'll put it below Quake. Like I said, with the new block bypassing with eruption, I could definitely get Quake above TSR if you're just smart with how you play. And depending on how stupid your opponent is, you could catch them with your slam a lot and your force kill. This kind of directly counters TSR. If they go for jet pistol, you use your force kill, then you use eruption. And if they try to close the gap again, you could use slam to get away from them, and then just eruption spam as they try to close the gap. And they're not dodging it. It's huge. Especially if it's fully charged, they are not dodging it, I promise you. So it's just overall, and they can't really sit in the air unless they like waste their grizzly magnum. So yeah, like overall, Quake has a little bit more like utility than TSR right now, and the mode is just buns. If they don't like, if they would buff the stun on like the one skill in mode, it would be so good. Like it would actually be usable. I would actually use it, but until they like buff the stun on the one skill, there's just no point in using TSR mode. So yeah. TSR is kind of hitting the power creep right now. It's falling down in there, but hey, it's kind of balanced, like low-key. Like it's considered balanced nowadays, which is kind of crazy considering how bad it used to be. Next we got Falcon. Falcon definitely goes up here. Honestly, I could probably get Falcon above Dragon, but I'll put it right below Dragon. Really good fruit overall, but it's like it's mode carried, so I won't put it above Dragon, especially considering you have to be at 100% for Falcon mode. So Phoenix mode, my fault. So you have to make sure you use your mode well, because once you're out of it, you're just out of it. And if you didn't kill them, I promise you they're probably gonna kill you, because with Phoenix base form, you're really not touching most of these goated fruits in the game. Dragon's fine with or without mode, but Phoenix you're not. So you know, if you can't finish a fight while in it, you're kind of just screwed. Next up, we got Leopard, below Ope, still one of the most impressive fruits in the game. It did get its stun kind of gutted, especially on like the spiral kick, and Claw Barrage doesn't block bypass anymore, which kind of is a big nerf for the fruit itself. But overall, the fruit still flows really well combos wise, and it's just still extremely impressive because it's Leopard. Leopard is still crazy, bro. Like there's no like changing how impressive that the fruit is itself. But overall, it feels more balanced now, and you can actually fight it pretty well. But overall, the S tier is still definitely where it belongs, but you know, it's just not above Ope. Next we'll talk about Gravity. The buff that this received was now you can use the gravity meteors like a little above the ground now. Honestly, it's debatable where it could go between these three. I think these three are pretty much even. I'm not gonna lie to you, between light, string, and gravity. So I don't know where I want to put this. Low-key, just because I know a little bit more consistency with string, I'll put it above light, and I'll put gravity above light, because I haven't really seen any goated light users yet, but I definitely do see the potential with the new buff that it got. So I'll put gravity about right here in between string and light. Like this is a pretty good placement for them. We have a lot more A tiers showing up now after these recent balance changes, and I kind of like it because it just means like a lot more fruits can compete with each other. Next we have Dough. Dough's always gonna be up there, man. Dough's just way too consistent in its combo. It's like it has chestnut, it has a literal turret that just stops you from approaching. It's just really good. It can drain your stamina. It's just, oh my, Dough's just oppressive, especially with grilled Dough. They did reduce some stuns though, so that's really nice, which kind of like guts Dough a little bit, not a crazy amount, but it guts it just a little bit, makes it a little bit more balanced. And Dough being balanced just isn't something you want to see, because it also got a cooldown increase and Lotus Dough damage nerfed and Anemone damage nerfed. So overall, Dough did get some pretty major nerfs, I'm not gonna lie, but overall still a really great fruit overall. I've said overall a lot. Anyways, next up we have Gas. I do have Gas above Bomb, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't have it above Falcon, that's for sure. So it has to go like bottom of B tier. It could go top of C tier depending on how you use it. It doesn't really have the like offensive capabilities to start a combo without getting right next to your opponent with the blue sword, which kind of holds it back a lot, which is why I could see it in C tier if you really wanted to put it there. But overall, still a pretty solid fruit, especially if you can catch them off guard. And overall, it hits pretty well, especially with like the poison gas and the full combo. If you can like get your opponent guard broken, it feels like a true uncommon, but like it feels like good for an uncommon. Next up, we got Magma. To this day, I will still always have Magma above Paw. It's just a really impressive fruit. Honestly, I would have Magma above Dragon, but a lot of people would get like a little angry about that, but honestly, I'll still put it up there because it's my tier list, my choice. Magma is just super oppressive just in general. The fruit itself has crazy damaging combos. Meteor Volcano can like you can shoot this from so far and still manage to land the move. And even if you don't, the lava on the floor while they're blocking is still going to be doing damage to them. The combos itself is crazy, and Hellhound is just a crazy move. It's literally moving blocking frames. It goes through your opponent's block. You can block while doing it, and there's like only like a handful of counters to this in the game. So overall, just a really great fruit, really oppressive, really strong combos. And yeah, a lot of people are definitely here for. We have Venom. I have that at second best fruit in the game. It's above Leopard. Go watch my Leopard video if you want to see why. It just has too good a movement for Leopard to consistently deal with it. But you can make a case for them being even, in my opinion, because like the matches, like once you get adapted to a Venom, I could definitely see you going hand in hand back and forth with each other. So I won't say like it's just all right, just like way better, but like they're definitely going hand in hand, just about even. But it's definitely better than Doe at the end of the day. Definitely way better than Doe. Well, not way better, but like better. My fault. Let me not say way better. Way better is crazy. Let me just show you a little bit of Venom. It's just the fact that the mode is so spammy, making the one skill, your Chloro Frenzy, just block bypass with a great hitbox. You have your Toxic Geyser, which you can just catch your opponents off guard with. Even if they block, you can just let the skill go and then it'll block bypass. Hydra Cyclone does like 200 damage or something like that. It's just kind of hard to hit the whole thing, and that's what I've been kind of selling in my videos recently. I'm gonna make sure I like hit that fully. But yeah, overall, Venom's just a really strong new fruit that we got, and honestly, I can't wait to see the next strong fruit we get. Next we got Goro. Bottom of S tier. Goro is not better than Doe. I don't care what you guys say. I've used them both. I know which one is more oppressive. Doe just definitely takes that category. Goro's just kind of like, for combo starters, the 4 and 5 skill are the best way to play off of it, and your 2 and 3 skill are kind of just used for combo extenders. But the best possible combo starts with your 2 or 3 skill, but there's just so many countermeasures to it that like your opponent basically has to be on the ground or just like mushy brained and not know how to block when you like literally stance up on them. So yeah, and the range is pretty limited. So overall, Goro's still really good, don't get me wrong. It's definitely S tier, definitely still better than Magnet, especially after the Magnet nerfs. But like overall, it's just not compete. Like you can give me an argument for like after the Doe nerfs that it's even with Doe, but you just can't give me an argument that it's better than Doe. And then lastly we have regular base rubber. What did they buff about this again? I think they did get a buff. Oh yeah, bazooka now guard breaks. Yeah, that is not doing much. I'm not gonna hold you. Rubber's still pretty bad, but at the top of D tier. And yeah, that's pretty much my tier list. Yes, these are in order of like from left to right how good I think they are in each tier list or in each spot. We have a lot in the A tier and I like that. Probably a lot of other stuff is probably gonna start getting moved down because I have to be a little more tight about the A tier. If you want to move light down here to the B tier, I really wouldn't mind it, but nothing else is going down to the B tier. This is just my speculations for light since I haven't really fought one yet, but like light kit guard breaking is kind of crazy, so I had to like give it a little bit of respect. But anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed your tier list video, and hopefully they fix Venom's moveset so I can get back to making y'all's 1v1 videos. Anyways, that's it for the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.